Your brain is never truly silent, even in complete stillness. It roars with electrical noise louder than any city on Earth. Billions of neurons, each firing tiny sparks. Together, they create a storm of activity. This baseline hum is called spontaneous firing. It doesn't stop when you close your eyes. It doesn't stop when you sleep. It never stops until death. The resting brain burns more energy than the body running at full speed. Roughly 20% of all calories you eat just to feed this constant storm. And most of it isn't reacting to the world. It's self-generated, circuits rehearsing, simulations looping. The default mode network DMN lights up when you're doing nothing. But doing nothing is impossible. The medial prefrontal cortex reflects on self. The posterior cingulate reconstructs memory. The hippocampus reshapes experience into stories. Even at rest, your brain builds narratives, dreaming with your eyes open. That's why silence feels loud. Why in a soundproof chamber? People report hearing buzzing, pulses, phantom tones. The noise isn't outside, it's inside. The brain generates its own static, and without external input, the volume rises. One case described a man placed in an anechoic chamber for an hour. At first stillness, then whispers, echoes of voices he'd never heard before. By the end, he swore the room itself was alive, but it wasn't the room. It was his brain, filling the void with electrical storms. For others, the noise takes form as intrusive thoughts, spikes in the amygdala, disruptions in GABA, the brain's calming chemical. The signal-to-noise ratio collapses, and every spark feels like a threat. But even in healthy minds, this storm shapes identity. Every decision begins in the noise. Random firing that tips the first domino. Free will may start as static, the spark before intention. So, what does this mean? If your brain is always on, then the self you know isn't a single voice. It's an orchestra without rest, a crowd of cells firing, clashing, resolving, noise creating pattern, pattern creating thought. You've lived your whole life believing silence exists, but inside your skull, it doesn't. There is no true quiet. Only the endless roar of neurons recording, rehearsing, rewriting reality. And that leaves a haunting question. If thought begins in noise, how much of what you call you was never chosen at all, but sparked by chaos, echoing in the dark?